Go ahead.
You said to run well at a place that they should run well. So then at Martinsville, when they didn't really run so great, do you ever have any panic or concern at a day like that?
Yeah, there was a few odd circumstances in Martinsville. They probably weren't one of the top 2 cars, but they were really good. They were still really good. So it's not like you went there and just fell apart. I think a few things popped up there, but I think that just kind of plays in the whole package of, getting that confidence built back up. And these guys, really in our business, you're judged week to week. You can't go off what you did last year or the year before. It's kind of a what have you done for me lately business, and I think that was encouraging for our guys.
Go ahead, Damien.
This for J.D. This year's organization's 5th straight Cup win here at the track. Kyle with 3 spring, Denny 2 in the fall. Haven't seen this type of dominance here since Hendrick won 8 out of 10 in Martinsville. At the time, Rick Hendrick said that it's something that you enjoy. Do you guys enjoy it, or do you guys come back here working to get back to victory lane and wanting to be better here at the track?
Yeah, I think what's interesting is this is our 20th year in the sport, and you figure after you've been in the sport this long, the races will get less stressful, and you kind of enjoy them more, and you've been doing this enough. It's almost the reverse. It's like, tonight we had good cars, but the whole fuel thing, I don't know. I think we're good. But you really don't know. It's probably a better question for Dave, Rogers, part of that is. But I really feel like, from our standpoint, that it just kind of, it feeds the momentum, for our team and our group there. So it's just kind of one of those things that, again, you think after being in the sport 20 years, you have a better feel for it. But you really don't, and each win, I think we do celebrate them and enjoy them. But part of the downside to winning a lot is you're supposed to win a lot. So were you going to add to that?
Not really.
Okay. So I think that's kind of one of those things. But I think we just got to make sure, and we talked about it actually a couple of years ago, making sure you really enjoy those victories and celebrate them. So there's a lunch on Kyle this week. Come on for the guys. Sirloin.
Go ahead.
Hey, Kyle. David Halstead with the Hill Progress. Denny said he was ecstatic that he was able to finish second tonight after winning both of the first 2 races. How much truth do you think was in that statement, and how much do you think he really wanted to get a sweep on his hometown track in Richmond?
Oh, there's no doubt he wanted a sweep for sure, but, looking back at how their season's kind of gone so far, I bet you he's telling the truth. They've just, for some reason, they've struggled and they haven't figured out exactly why, but, they come to a place where they feel comfortable. Like Martinsville. They ran fine at Martinsville. They kind of got off on strategy a little bit, didn't finish very well. And then here, he typically always runs really well and has a good chance of being able to win or finish right up there in the top 5. So, looking back on how they've done so far this year and things just quite haven't gone their way, they finally had a weekend and a race night that just smooth sailing. I'm sure he wanted to win, but I would believe that he was just happy to get out of here and get back some momentum on their side.
Go back up to the press box again. Anything else in the press box?
Brian Belansky from RacingWire.info for JD. You talked earlier about teamwork. How hard is it to get 3 young guys to realize that working together is going to be best for all of them? And was there some sort of eureka moment for these guys when they realized that this actually would work?
I got to be honest. I think it's, for us, we went through it originally, I think, with kind of Bobby Labonte and Tony Stewart. Tony's a new guy on the scene. Bobby's been there for a while. And I think what we learned through the process is the guys, as much as they want to win, and as much when those trucks leave the shop, you're your own team, they all realize that if I help Denny in turn is going to help me, and then we can help Joey. So it's kind of one of those things that when you kind of give and you buy into the concept that, hey, we are a team, and we do help each other out. I think ideally you want to race each other for every win, the 3 of our guys up front and in the race, and we can live with that outcome, racing each other for the victory. What you don't want to do is have other guys beating you and you guys in-house not getting along or communicating. So I think our guys do a real good job of, selfishly, they know that if I help my teammate out, in the long run it's going to help me out. And so I think it kind of, I think our guys do a good job of that communication, which isn't easy. And I think, between Kyle and Denny and Joey, I think it's kind of been fun to watch them kind of grow. Even though they're different individuals, different personalities, really watch them invest in each other.
Anything else in the press box?
Lee Spencer, Fox Sports for Dave Rogers. Dave, you wish Kyle a happy birthday. Can you just talk about how your relationship has grown since the two of you joined forces together, and just kind of expound on that?
Yeah, I think Kyle and I are definitely a lot closer than we were last year. And I texted him this week. I think he thinks I was joking, but I wasn't. We didn't race last weekend. I found myself actually missing him. I was like, hey, man, my buddy hasn't called me in a while here. He's nationwide racing at Nashville. But I just enjoy hanging out with Kyle. I enjoy spending time with him. And, Monday is his birthday. I'm really excited to have a early happy birthday present. Happy birthday, bud. That's all he gets, though.
That's good. That's all I need. I don't need any more. Trust me.
Anything else for these guys? Back over here, right over your shoulders, sir.
Mike Mulhern with MikeMulhern.net.
You got that. You got that right, man. I need to hire you. I need to hire somebody. Jeff Gordon hit the wall pretty hard where there wasn't a safer barrier. Shouldn't you drivers be a little sharper on some of these places and stand up and say, hey, why is not there a safer barrier there? Like at Las Vegas, when they had a problem. Is that something that you drivers should be a little more proactive on? Because it's your head out there on the wall.
What's funny is, I guess it's not very funny, sorry. Jeff has been the guy to find it at every single racetrack we have. I hate it for the guy, I really do. But I'm sure he'll raise his hand and ask the question as to why we don't have safer barriers here. But, it's all a money thing, man. If we could sell these places out every single time we go there, then obviously the racetracks would have a little bit more revenue to make a little bit better improvements to some of the tracks. And so that's what it boils down to sometimes. I mean, you look at Daytona or Talladega, for instance. They've got safer barriers through the corners and part of the straightaway, but not everywhere. We wreck more on the straightaways where there's no safer barrier than we do in the turns, So it's just, you wonder to yourself, you're like, well, why? We don't need any more racing room. Why don't you have a safer barrier here? It's all about dollars.
Any other questions? J.D., Kyle, Dave, congratulations, and we'll see you at Darlington. Happy birthday.
All right, thanks.